for gathering us all today in this important endeavor. We ask that you bestow your guidance and blessing upon each attendee. May we honor one another by keeping an open mind. May we voice our truth and listen with an open heart. Bless everyone present today, that each may be able to share his or her contributions and gifts. Grant good health and safety to loved ones left outside this room, and bestow peace and goodwill to all of us. We ask for your wisdom and grace to use our talents for the betterment of others. May the various activities related to this day be a success through your intervention. With gratitude, we offer this prayer in your name. Amen.
Before we formally start the pre-procurement conference, may I ask the BAC Secretariat for the attendance to determine if there is a quorum within our BAC.
Hello, good morning po. For today's pre-bid conference, the following are the attendees. For BAC members, for Engineer Arman C. Evareta, BAC Chairperson.
Present.
Engineer Philip Salvadora, BAC Vice Chairperson. For regular BAC member, Engineer Joanna Marie Manaog. Ms. Maria Corazon Duca. Engineer Sheila Marie Pesino. For provisional BAC member, Engineer Milbert Alvarez. For end user, Engineer Pro Justin Peter Pletado. For TWG head, Engineer Diana Rose Gonzalez. For TWG member, Ms. Jasmine Iriga Jacob. Engineer Jaylin Alba. Engineer Mark Anthony Bayos. Engineer Regent Remoroso. Engineer Balan Francis Villarreal. Engineer Siren Canyaso. For BAC Secretariat Head, Engineer Maria Chini Legacion. For BAC Secretariat Member, Engineer Elizabeth Olieres. Ms. Dolores Casiao. Ms. Maria Cleta Cope. Engineer Poylan S. Herno.
Present.
For Observer, Prospective Bidder, Mr. Dinto Soylo Ibareta. Mr. Noli Ramboyong. Mr. Rudy Tuyay. And Mr. Melvin Maestrado. That's all.
With that attendance, we have a quorum. Thus, our pre-bid conference is now in order. We are convened today, March 11, 2026, at Procurement Office Unit, Office, DPWH Camarines Sur 5th District Engineering Office, for pre-bid conference for the following projects entitled. For 25FN0050, the repair of classrooms, San Pedro National High School, Iriga City, Camarines Sur. 25FN0051, repair and rehabilitation of classrooms, Salvacion Integrated School, Iriga City, Camarines Sur. 25FN0052, repair of classrooms, San Nicolas Elementary School, Iriga City, Camarines Sur. 25FN0053, repair and rehabilitation of classrooms, Lourdes Elementary School, Nabua, Camarines Sur. May I call the Head of Technical Working Group, Engineer Diane Gonzalez, to discuss the overview or presentation of the projects and the contract data.
For the contract ID number 25FN0050, repair of rehabilitation of classrooms at San Pedro National High School located in Barangay San Pedro, Iriga City, Camarines Sur. The approved budget for the contract is 5,928,000. with a contract duration of 125 calendar days, undersize range small b. The cost of bidding documents is 10,000. For contract ID number 25FN 0051, repair rehabilitation of classroom, Salvacion Integrated School in Iriga City, Camarines Sur, the approved budget for the contract is 4,925,000 with contract duration of 125 calendar days, undersize range small b. The cost of bidding documents is 5,000. For contract ID 25FN 0052, repair of rehabilitation of classrooms, San Nicolas Elementary School in Iriga City, Camarines Sur, the approved budget for the contract is 5,910,000 with a contract duration of 146 calendar days. Undersize range small b. The cost of bidding documents is 10,000. For contract ID number 25FN 0053, repair rehabilitation of classroom, Lourdes Elementary School, Nabua, Camarines Sur, the approved budget for the contract is 3,450,000 with a contract duration of 121 calendar days. Undersize range small b. The cost of bidding document is 5,000. 5,000.
Okay. Please correct the PowerPoint.
Hindi po. Yung huli na. 5,000 lang siya. Pag below 5M po, 5,000.
51 pa.
Oo. 10,000 din 51.
Tama na yan. 5,000.
Three.
Thank you for the overview of the project contracts. Now let's call the end user representative, Engineer Pedro, to cover the requirements of the bidding documents.
Good morning. Special condition of contract for contract ID number 25FN 0050 to 25FN 0053. In case of permanent structures, such as buildings of type 4 and 5 as classified under the National Building Code of the Philippines, and under structures made of steel, iron, or concrete which comply with relevant structure codes, example DPWH standard specification, such as but not limited to steel or concrete bridges, flyovers, aircraft movements areas, ports, dams, tunnels, filtration and treatment plants, sewerage systems, power plants, transmission and communication towers, railway system, and other similar permanent structure, 15 years. For the major category of work, the contract to be procured, the 25FN 0050 to 25FN 0053, the major contract of work, the contract to be procured, the BIR, or building repair, unit measure, story, dimension 1. Similar major categories of work, the BRTH, building retrofitting high-rise, BRTH 16, buildings retrofitting high-rise 16 and above stories, BRTM, buildings retrofitting medium-rise 6 to 15 stories, BRTL, buildings retrofitting low-rise 1 to 5 stories, BICWPL CDP, Buildings, construction with piles, low-rise concrete, frame-driven piles 1 to 5 story. BICWP HCDP, buildings, construction with piles, with high-rise concrete frame, driven piles 6 and above stories. BICWP HCDP 16, buildings, construction with piles, high-rise concrete frame, driven piles 16 and above stories. BICWP LCCP, buildings, construction with piles, low concrete frame cast in place, piles 1 to 5 stories. BICWP HCCP, buildings, construction with piles, high-rise concrete frame cast in place, piles 6 and above stories. BICWP HCC 16, buildings, construction with piles, high-rise concrete frame cast in place, piles 16 and above stories. So, continuation, the BRTH buildings retrofitting high-rise. BICD WPLCDP, buildings, construction with piles, low-rise steel frame driven piles 1 to 5 stories. BICW PHSDP, buildings, construction with piles, high-rise steel frame drives piles and piles 6 and above stories. BICW PHSDP 16, buildings, construction with piles, high-rise steel frame driven piles 16 and above stories. BICW PLSCP, building, construction with piles, low-rise steel frame cast in place, piles 1 to 5 story. BICW PHSCP, buildings, construction with piles, high-rise steel frame cast in place, piles 6 and above stories. BICW PHSCP 16, buildings, construction with piles, high-rise steel frame cast in place, piles 16 and above stories. BICWOPLS, buildings, construction without piles, low-rise steel frame 1 to 5 stories. BICWOPHS, buildings, construction without piles, high-rise steel frame 6 and above stories. BICOPHS 16, buildings, construction without piles, high-rise steel frame 16 and above stories. Continuation, BICWOPLC, building, construction without piles, low-rise concrete frames 1 to 5 stories. BICWOPHC, building, construction without piles, high-rise concrete frame. BICWOPC 16, buildings, construction without piles, high-rise concrete frame 16 and above stories. BICWPMCDP, buildings, construction with piles, medium-rise concrete frame driven piles 6 to 15 stories. BICWP MCCP, buildings, construction with piles, medium-rise concrete frame cast in place, piles 6 to 15 stories. BICWOP MC, buildings, construction without piles, medium-rise concrete frame 6 to 15 stories. BICWPMSDP, buildings, construction with piles, medium-rise steel frame driven piles 6 to 15 stories. BICWPMSCP, buildings, construction with piles, medium-rise steel frame cast in place, piles 6 to 15 stories. BICWOPMS, buildings, construction without piles, medium-rise steel frame 6 to 15 stories. The BIC, building completion. BIRN, building renovation. BIRS, building restoration.
For the discussion, that let's call the TWG working group to cover the bid data sheet of the contracts 25 FN 0050 to 25 FN 0053.
Under Section 3 or the bid data sheet for contract ID number 25 FN 0050 to 25 FN 0053, only accredited project engineers may be assigned to DPWH projects, subject to the following limits assignment for regional or district offices. Classification PE2. Limits of assignment 10 contracts located within the same province for simultaneous assignments, each costing more than 150 million. For PE1, 11 contracts located within the same province for simultaneous assignments, each costing more than 100 million to 150 million. Provisional project engineer. 10 contracts located within the same province for simultaneous assignments, each costing less than 100 million. The minimum work experience requirements for the key personnel are the following. The required is 50% of ABC of each contract. Key personnel, project manager, general experience is 5 years. Relevant experience, 3 years. Attach valid and updated government issued IDs with 3 signatures. Project engineers and materials engineers must be accredited by the DPWH attached accreditation. For project engineer, general experience is 5 years, relevant experience is 3 years. For materials engineer, general experience is 3 years, relevant experience 3 years. Safety and health officer, the general experience 5 years, relevant experience 3 years. The safety officer with attached certificate of training issued by DOLE and valid and updated government issued IDs with 3 signatures. Certified first aider with attached certificate of training issued by Red Cross and valid and updated government issued IDs with 3 signatures. For the foreman, general experience is 5 years, relevant experience 3 years. Attached valid and updated government issued IDs with 3 signatures. Additional requirements for contractors' key personnel. Number 1. The affidavit of commitment to work must include each person's tax identification number or TIN. Number 2. The list of contractors' key personnel to be assigned to the contract must include their qualification data or the curriculum vitae. Number 3. An affidavit stating that the pledged project engineer and materials engineers number of projects handled simultaneously does not exceed 10 contracts. Number 4. Submission of professional tax receipt for applicable personnel. Number 5. Firms DOLE certificate of registration in compliance to Rule 1020 of the Labor Code of the Philippines. Number 6. Implementation of ISO 9201-2015 certification requirement for large A, medium B, and medium A contractors as per DEO 110 series of 2024.
For the minimum major equipment required for contract ID 25FN0050 to 25FN0053, prospective bidders may view it on the bid data sheet, clause 12.1H III of each bidding documents posted in the DPWH and PhilJEP's website. List of contractors' equipment pledge for the contract DPWH-INFR-15 must be filled out completely and properly. Submitted proof of ownership must be specified and indicate the model, year, capacity, performance, size, plate number, motor number, body number, chassis serial number, engine serial number, specific location and condition per DO 58 series of 2012. The contractor is required to provide proofs of ownership and other supporting documents for equipment owned, lease agreement for equipment to be leased, and OR under purchase agreement. They must also submit certificate of availability of equipment and the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project. For the accreditation of asphalt and Portland cement concrete batching plants and the procurement of contracts for infrastructure works shall be imposed pursuant to DO number 253, series of 2003. Bidders are reminded that only concrete and asphalt mixes produced by duly accredited plants shall be used in DPWH projects. Accredited safety officer required upon issuance of notice of award shall be subject to DO 241 series of 2024 guidelines on the processing, approval, and reporting system of construction safety and health program CSHP for the DPWH infrastructure projects. First aider with certificate of training issued by Red Cross in compliance to DOLE requirements for the approval of construction safety and health program is required upon issuance of notice of award, subject to DO 241 series of 2024 guidelines on the processing, approval, and Reporting System of Construction Safety and Health Program, CSHP, for DPWH infrastructure projects. The DPWH approved CSHP is a requirement for the processing and approval of the contract agreement. Moreover, no claims by the contractor, advance payment, or first progress billing shall be processed and paid without the submission of DPWH approved CSHP. Minimum materials testing equipment requirements for the project for the medium contractors under per DO number 11 series of 2017 and DO 127 series of 2018. Strict application of RA 9184 in the conduct of post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with the DPWH. 17.1 Bids is valid until 120 calendar days from the date of opening of bids.
Thank you. To furtherly discuss the bidding documents to be submitted by the bidders and criteria and procedure for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluations of bids, post-qualification and award. May I call on some members of the TWG to discuss, please?
Good morning. For technical checklist, for legal documents, letter A, valid PhilJEP's registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages, bidder should make sure that Annex A of PhilJEP certificate must reflect updated dates, and letter B, registration certificate from Securities and Exchange Commission, Department of Trade and Industry, for sole proprietorship or cooperative development authority, for cooperatives or its equivalent document. Letter C, mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. And letter D, tax clearance for Executive Order number 398 series of 2005 as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue. For technical documents, letter E, notarized a statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, or if any. Please take note that the list of projects you are submitting shall match in data reflected on your contractor registration certificate or contractor's information in civil works application, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to bid. Letter F, statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract, similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided under the rules, and must be supported by the constructor's performance evaluation system, with rating at least satisfactory for DPWH or government contracts, or an owner's certificate of final acceptance, or equivalent for private sector contracts. And letter G, Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or PCAB license, or special PCAB license in case of joint ventures, and registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid. And letter H, original copy of bid security. If in the form of the surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission, or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration. And letter I, project requirements, which shall include the following. Number 1, organizational chart for the contract. Number 2, list of contractors' key personnel to be assigned to the contract with their qualification data. Number 3, list of contractors' major construction equipment units to be assigned to the contract, supported by certifications of availability. Number 4, list of contractors' minimum materials testing equipment units to be assigned to the contract, supported by certifications of availability. Letter J, original duly signed omnibus sworn statement, and if applicable, original notarized secretary's certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture, giving full power and authority to each officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. And letter K, Affidavit of site inspection which states that letter A, signatory is proprietor or duly authorized representative of bidder. Letter B, conducted site inspection. Letter C, bidder was accompanied by a representative from DPWH and LGU or barangay during. And letter D, project site was appropriate and compliant to the published plans and program of work. Letter E, can immediately commence work when awarded. Letter F, attach a printed geotag photography of bidder with representatives from DPWH and LGU and inspection. Letter G, statement is part of technical proposal for the project. Official request must be submitted 7 days before the schedule of bidding. Letter L, latest general information sheet duly reviewed by Securities and Exchange Commission. And letter M, sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership.
Good morning. For the financial documents. Number 1, prospective bidders audited financial statements showing, among others, the prospective bidder's total and current assets and liabilities, stamp received by the VIR or its duly accredited and authorized institution for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. And number 2, the prospective bidder's computation of NFCC. For the Class B documents, number 1, if applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement in accordance with RA number 4566 and its IRR, in the case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statement from all potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the instance that the bid is successful. Number 2, contractor's construction safe and health program. Number 3, if applicable, straight line diagram per DEO number 246 series of 2024, annexes A3 and B5A to B. Number 4, accredited contractors or consultants project engineer as per DEO 148 series of 2024. Number 5, sworn of disclosure of relations and beneficial ownership as per Section 81.1 and Section 82 IRR of RA number 12009. For the financial envelope, required are number 1, original or duly signed and accomplished financial bid form. Number 2, original of duly signed bid prices and the bill of quantities. Number 3, duly accomplished detailed estimates form including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid. And number 4, cash flow by quarter.
Criteria and procedure for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, cost qualification and award. Bidders should have completed within 10 years from the date of submission and receipt of bids a contract similar to the project. The description of an eligible bidder is contained in the bidding documents, particularly in Section 2. Bidding will be conducted through competitive bidding procedures using a non-discretionary pass-or-fail criterion as specified in the IRR, otherwise known as the new Government Procurement Act. The contract shall be awarded to the lowest calculated responsive bidder who was determined as such during the post-qualification. Bidding is restricted to Filipino citizens / sole proprietorship, cooperatives, and partnership or organizations with at least 60% interest or outstanding capital stock belonging to citizens of the Philippines. All bids must be accompanied by a bid security in any of the acceptable forms and in the amount stated in the invitation to bids clause 16. For the eligibility check, the BAC will determine the eligibility of the bidders based on the PhilJobs registration on their legal aid documents, which should be maintained current and updated, including that of the civil works application, which focuses on the NFCC, work experience, or single largest completed contract, similar to the contract project for bidding at hand.
BAC will ascertain based on the checklist of the required documents to be submitted using pass or fail criterion during the preliminary and detailed bid evaluation. In addition, after the opening of bids as per IRR of RA 12009 under Section 61, the BAC will conduct a detailed bid evaluation of all the bids using non-discretionary criteria wherein it requires the completeness of the bid. For the post-qualification, the bidders were advised to read Department Order Number 127 Series of 2018 and other issuances relative to this matter, since the BAC will be very keen and strict on the conduct of post-qualification process, considering that the concerned officials or employees, including the concerned BAC members, will be liable to the administrative penalties if this directive will not be followed. Then 10 calendar days upon receipt of the notice of award, the contractor must supply the documents needed in the notice of award for the issuance of contract agreement. In accordance with Section 52.6 of RA 12009, the procuring entity can reassess the bidder's qualification at any stage of the procurement process if there is a reasonable grounds to believe that a misrepresentation has been made by the said bidder, or if there has been a change in the bidder's capability to undertake the project from the time it submitted its eligibility requirements. If any false information or changes affecting eligibility are found, the bidder shall be disqualified from obtaining an award or implementing the contract, as the case may be, subject to the applicable rules under this IRR. The DPWH Camarines Sur 5th District Engineering Office reserves the right to reject all and any and all bids, declare a failure of bidding, or not award the contract at any time prior to contract award if in accordance with Section 70 of RA 12009, without thereby incurring any liability to the affected bidder or bidders. For additional reminders, three-strike policy in the procurement of contracts for infrastructure works, goods and consulting services shall be imposed pursuant to DO number 35 series of 2008 as amended by DO number 28 series of 2024. Bidders are reminded on different offenses and penalties provided that for in the revised RR of RA 9184 and on the provisions governing the imposition of administrative sanction for contractors who tend to defeat the purpose of competitive bidding except for valid reasons pursuant to DO number 28 series of 2024. Classification of offenses that triggers the three-strike policy and exceptions. Number 1, withdrawal from the bidding process, submission of non-participation letter, or failure to submit a bid after purchasing the bid documents. Number 2, submission of late bids without valid reasons as determined by the BAC. And number 3, submission of patently insufficient bid. Enforcement and penalties. If a bidder commits any of the three major offenses / acts listed above the 3 times within a year starting from the approval date of the resolution recommending the imposition of strike 1, first warning, which is counted as day 1 through day 365, and if these three offenses are of similar or identical nature, it will trigger the enforcement of the stipulated administrative penalty. Suspension from participating in all DPWH procurement activities and entering into contract with any DPWH procuring entity. Subsequently, as per the procedure outlined in Annex A, this may result in the blacklisting of the suspended bidder, thereby disqualifying the bidder from participating in any government procurement activities for a period of 1 year. In conjunction with blacklisting, the bidder will also face bid security forfeiture and must comply with the enforcement of the bid securing conditions.
For the schedule, a complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by interested bidders on March 4 to 24, 2026 until 9 a.m. only, from the address given below in the invitation to bid and upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding documents, pursuant to the last guidelines issued by the GPPB, the amount stated also in the invitation to bid. It may also be downloaded free of charge from the website of the Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System or PhilGEPS and the website of the procuring entity, provided that bidders shall pay the applicable fee for the bidding documents not later than the submission of their bids. Bids must be duly received by the Bids and Awards Committee Secretariat through manual submission at the address indicated below or online or electronic submission through Camarines Sur 5 at dpwh.gov.ph as indicated below on or before March 24, 2026 until 10 a.m. only. Late bids shall not be accepted. Bid opening shall be on March 24, 2026, 10 a.m. at DPWH Camarines Sur 5th DEO, Santa Teresita, Baao, Camarines Sur, and or live streaming via YouTube channel or at youtube.com/@dpwh.camsur5do. Bids will be opened in the presence of the bidder's representative who choose to attend the activity. Interested bidders may obtain further information from DPWH, Camarines Sur 5th District Engineering Office, Santa Teresita, Baao, Camarines Sur, and inspect the bidding documents at the address given below in the invitation to bid from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Thank you for the discussions of the bidding documents and for the procurement timeline. I would like to remind the bidders that flashed on our YouTube channel, on our online live casting, that the deadline of the receipt submission of bids is until March 24, 2026 until 10 a.m. only. We come now to the open forum or clarifications. Is there any questions, clarifications, comments from the back members, from the DWG and back secretariat, and from our observers? Do we have any questions?
Good morning po. Are there any changes or correction in plans, PAW, DOQ, calendar days for the proposed issuance of supplemental bid bulletin?
Any from the end user and the planning and design section? Is there any changes within the program of works and the ED plans?
None, sir.
There will be none. And yet, if there is any changes within bid bulletin or supplemental with regards to contract ID 25FN0050, 25FN0051, 25FN0052, and 25FN0053, it will be posted 7 days before the bidding date, if there is any. So please check time to time on our advertisement. So with this regards, we do not, since there are no other questions, there is a question from our observer.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. I'm Engineer Roditayay, Deputy Engineer of SDO Iriga City. My question is number one. Ano yung ina-adapt niyong Republic Act 9184 po ba o RA 12009? Sisimula na ba kayo sa RA 12009? Or is this RA 9184 pa rin?
Nasa transition po tayo ng 9184 and 12009. We are adapting both. The 12009, the latest, and yung iba, there's a transition pa po tayo. May some other, ano ba din under 9184.
So, parang siya, halo na, no?
Yes.
RA 9184 includes. Yes, sir. Dito pa sa DPWH, 3 years ang transition niyo. 3 years, 1 year.
Transition.
from RA 9184 to 12009. 1 year lang or 3 years? Starting this year. 3 years din.
Actually, depends on when the law is already implementable na. We use the 1209. If medyo ano pa sa amin na medyo unclarified pa masyado yung new GPA, nagagamit namin ng 2024. But the transition period is 1 to 3 years.
Kasi naitanong ko yan dahil during bid evaluation kasi diba parang may changes ba, may difference siya between RA 9184 and 12009 sa bid evaluation ng projects.
Yes sir, pero
minor changes. Hindi ko naman siya, hindi natin sabi, basta mayroon pa.
May changes pa.
Minor changes,
That's why we explained ko kanina yung the additional requirements stated and the other reminders discussed.
Okay. Okay, number 2, my question is, ilang years ba ang validity dito sa DPWH ng safety officer sa first aider? Years of validity.
Safety officer, sir, wala siyang validity. Yung first aider is 2 years from training. Yung
2 years.
validity yung first aider.
First aider.
Yes, sir.
Sa safety officer
Wala siyang validity, sir.
Okay. Tapos number 3, kasi napansin ko lang yung project title namin sa San Nicolas and San Pedro. Sa project title, walang nakalagay kung ilang classrooms. Ang meron lang yung Salvacion, 5 classrooms. Doon sa project title niya. Yung sa sa San Nicolas wala siyang number of classrooms. Sa project title and San Pedro.
I think wala.
Dito sa San Pedro, repair, rehabilitation of classrooms lang. Sa scope books pala. Pero pagdating dun sa Salvacion, mayroon siyang number of classrooms. Yan, 5 classrooms sa Salvacion. Pagdating naman sa Nicolas, ganun din, walang sa scope of works. Yan, diba? Bakit ganun? Yun lang po.
Okay.
Salamat.
This will be clarified. Already uploaded naman po yung
as per listing po ng DepEd, sa San Nicolas Elementary School, 6 classrooms, and sa San Pedro National High School, 6 classrooms din. And tama yung sa Salvacion, integrated na 5 classrooms.
Thank you. Is there any questions po? There will be none. Our pre-bid conference is now adjourned. Thank you everyone.